Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at TM Elmore Gymnasium live on the Alabama A&M University Sports Network. I'm Reginald Reese, and alongside me is Jalen Herford. Jalen, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Reggie. I'm doing good.
Well, we're starting out this evening with a doubleheader. A&M, they're back home here in Normal, Alabama, taking on Mississippi Valley State. The Lady Bulldogs come into this game 9-11. The Devilettes come into this game 4-16 on the season. And in the SWAC, A&M right now currently sits at 5th. How do you feel about the game tonight?
I feel pretty good about the game, especially at home. The Lady Bulldogs, they know how to defend that home turf. And, last year when they played against this team on January the 8th of 2018, the score was 65-48. The Lady Bulldogs never trailed. Lauren McKee, Nigeria Jones, Jamaica Cobb all had 11 points each. Ashlyn Dodson contributed 8 points and a couple of rebounds. These Lady Bulldogs know this team very well, and tonight may be the same as it was last year.
Well, something interesting happened last week against Alcorn, last time we called the game for A&M. Alexis Evans, she finished top six in the nation in rebounds in a single game of those games for that week. She had 19 rebounds last week. And I got to say, coming into tonight, I think she's going to really get a lot more playing time and be more of a force here against Valley State.
Reggie, when you play the way Alexis Evans played last time at home, you don't need to open the doors. They open the doors for you. When you dominate with that great double-double, but also Tiara Dark almost having a triple-double, 10 rebounds, 9.7 assists. She was a factor as well. Just like Deshauna Harper and Nigeria Jones with 15 points, Deshauna Harper with 13 points. And, these ladies were hustling and just playing outstanding basketball against Alcorn State last time.
And here we are as A&M will get the ball first. And tonight is Think Pink Night, showing our support for breast cancer awareness. The Lady Bulldogs wearing their pink with white trim and numbers. Valley State coming in here wearing green with white on the sides and numbers as well.
Exactly, and it's a great color on the Lady Bulldogs.
I dig the pink.
Reggie, you're the color coordinator over here, so if you think it's good, then it's good.
Look, we got our pink. They got on their pink. And it's time for some more A&M basketball as the Lady Bulldogs start out first with a quick bucket to make it 2-0. And right now with the basketball for Valley State is number 1, LaKendra Bassett. She's going to drive, puts up the layup, no foul, doesn't get it. Rebounded by Chanello Lucy Ebay. And get this, her first time starting all season long. So we'll see what will happen as Dotson will not start tonight.
That's interesting. We talked about, just the impact Dotson has on the floor. She is great at the post. She has improved on her rebounding, improved just basically all around. And, she still gets hot at sometimes, but, if she can remain her cool, then she can play great, outstanding basketball as she's provided for the Lady Bulldogs.
Well, Ashlyn Dotson was named to the preseason All-SWAC second team before the year began. So it's really interesting to see just what Coach Richards is going to dial up here tonight. Kind of weird not having her start out a game, though.
This is true, but we're going to see what we get from number 12. And, I really want to see just, how they're going to play, how they're going to strategize against this team, against Mississippi Valley State. They are Jamaica Cobb, Deshauna Harper. Fast and furious, Reggie. They can get a steal. They can go slide in the paint and get easy points.
Well, I'm really interested, like you said, in Jamaica Cobb, but really more so Nigeria Jones. She averages the most points of anyone on this team right now. And however she does come up in bunches, she can go on quick scoring bursts, and she is one of the better finishers on this team, her and Jamaica Cobb alongside her. So they have a really nice tandem going on in the backcourt.
Most definitely. I forgot to mention Kenya Pye. With the steal on the last possession of Mississippi Valley State. She is quick, too. She is dangerous. You dribble the ball, she comes out of nowhere, and you find the ball missing.
Well, A&M, they rank 3rd in total defense in the SWAC, so there's a reason for them being that good, especially when it comes to turnovers.
Exactly, and that's not easy to do, especially in the SWAC. And, I'm looking forward to what the Lady Bulldogs bench do as well. Last time against Alcorn State, the bench scored 42.
Well, that was all anchored by Alexis Evans, to a lesser degree, Carnethia Brown. and Alicia Davis. So A&M all around has a good team. And before February, A&M did not have a player score more than 10 points per game until Nigeria Jones put up an 18-point game performance just before the end of January.
And that is amazing. You know, that just shows, like, when you come to our house, when you come to Bulldog Country, that you will be in for a fight. And it's not going to be easy to get a win out of this house.
As Jones puts up the three, it's no good. And the ball will go out of bounds. Valley State will let it go. They'll get possession. And head coach for the Mississippi Valley State Devilettes, Ashley Walker Johnson, in her second year as head coach for Valley State. Coach Richards is in her third for A&M. Right now rebuilding. In her third year already, has 9 wins on the season, getting close to eclipsing last year's win total of 11.
And we just talk about just the impact Coach Richard has on these young ladies. I mean, they improve throughout each year, especially now with, I mean, last year they was great on defense, but this year it seems like they improved more on offense as well.
Well, it's interesting because, you know, Natalie Collins, she went down with a wrist injury just before the season started, and we've highlighted this all year long. She put up 40% from the three-point line last year, so it's really interesting and really surprising to see how well, as a team, they were able to come through offensively without the presence of Natalie Collins.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And, you know, Natalie Collins, I mean, she knows how to shoot the ball. She knows, you know, she's that sharp shooter that the Bulldogs need.
Well, despite her not being on the court, you've seen players like Deshauna Harper and Nigeria Jones step up and knock down 3 threes at will. And, of course, my favorite three-point shooter, Lauren McKee.
You can't forget your girl, Reggie.
Lauren McKee for 3. I can't forget about her. Oh, my goodness. The big shot taker and maker. And she subbed into the game just now with number 24, Tierra Dart. So I'm really happy about the way she stepped up this season as well.
Definitely. I mean, when you just look at the cast that the Lady Bulldogs have, I mean, they play great basketball. I mean, each player has their own great strength, and, you know, they play together as a team. It's not, it's my game, or, you know, I'm going to take over. It's pretty much, you know, what can help the team? What can get the team riled up? What can make great plays for the teams? And what can help us win at the end of the game?
Well, A&M plays a very, very good offensive fundamental style, and we'll see just how well that serves in the night as the double team from Valley State. They're trying to get a turnover over to Jones. She'll pump, she'll drive. Down low to Kenya Pye, transfer from ASU. Over McKee for the 3, knocked down for A&M.
She is starting off real early now with the 3, Lauren McKee.
That's what I was talking about, Lauren McKee for 3. It doesn't get old, I'm just saying.
Well, you get to say it very early in this first quarter, Reggie.
And very early, A&M leads 7-5. Almost turned over. Driving, that was Michaela Bonner for Valley State. Gets her own rebound, but not the putback. And Lucy Ebe gets the rebound for A&M. Dark will bring the ball up the court. She'll drive, no foul, and she'll get the layup. 9-5, A&M leads early on. Valley State entering this game right now. They're coming off of a night where they beat Grambling State 54-52. And that broke a 7-game losing streak, so they're coming in with a little momentum on their side. And let's see if they'll keep it going. But A&M, they're coming in here as well with some momentum. Just the season as a whole, 9-11 on the year, having a great program in this huge rebuild that Coach Richards has. It's been really tough to play the Lady Bulldogs here at Elmore Gymnasium.
Exactly, Reggie. I mean, just when you look at these Lady Bulldogs, they play so beautifully, and they execute. They know how to execute and play and dominate. You know, last week it was 18. They led, their largest lead was 18 points, and they never trailed against Alcorn State. And I mean, they know how to keep their foot on their opponent's necks, and, you know, they have that killer instinct to just keep on pushing until it's the final seconds of the game.
As Tierra Dart crossover, jump shot, no good. And like you said, Elmore Gymnasium, with the transformation of Lady Bulldog basketball, but also what Coach Howard has done. The men, they're currently sitting at 7th in the conference with a chance to go to the SWAC tournament. The basketball programs for both teams have really rebuilt over the past 2 seasons now. Coach Howard for the men, Coach Richards for the women, and it's been a really big transformation. And Elmore Gymnasium, as the night goes on, you're going to see just how much of a factor it can be against opposing teams. 11-7, Lady Bulldogs lead the Valley State Doublettes early on in this matchup.
Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Elmore Gymnasium. And at the free throw line right now is Tiara Dark. Tiara Dark coming out of Sylacauga, Alabama. The 5'7" sophomore misses the first free throw. Tiara Dark this year has been really, really good for her team coming off of the bench. A really good combo guard, has a mixture of defense, but a really underrated finisher at the rim this year. Second free throw is good, so it's now 12-7. A&M leads Valley State early on in this contest. And joining us right now is Josh Bullard. Josh, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right today, Rich.
So, you know, sir, A&M, like I was talking to Jalen earlier, A&M, they're back home. Last time at home, they beat Alcorn State with a great performance, especially by Alexis Evans. Do you see her being a factor here tonight?
Well, yeah, I see her being a factor with it. She's a great player, man. She do her job down low in the post. She box out and she grabs the rebound. So I think she'll be a good help for the team tonight.
Well, you know, Alexis Evans, and I told Jalen this earlier, and I can't stress this enough, she is such an amazing rebounder. 19 rebounds against Alcorn State in their last home game, and that was top 6 in the country that week among all women's basketball players in the country. So,
and she came out the game with a double-double. Not only on the offensive side, she had a great defensive game too.
Oh yeah, put in a couple blocks. She's top 7 in the conference in blocks per game. So, all around great player, like you said. Has not seen action just yet, as Ashlyn Dotson will come in for Chanelo Lucy eBay, seeing her first action here tonight.
I mean, either you got Ashley, or you got Alexis. Either or, man, they're going to be a big threat against any team they play.
Valley State with the basketball right now. LaKendra Bassett, she'll beautiful pass down low to number 34. Nyla Smith missed, but rebounded. She'll get her own rebound plus the putback, so it's 15-9 early on. We have a charge called on the court. Desiree Mosley will take the charge for the Devilettes. And Nigeria Jones is getting set to come into the game, and she'll take the place for Kenya Pye. Jones putting up 10 points per game this season, being one of the leaders on this team, not only in her classification because she is a junior, but also in her style on the court. Bassett will drive, looks to pass out, tip pass, puts up the jump shot, no good. The turnaround fadeaway doesn't work. Dotson with the rebound. Jones in transition over. Collins subbing into the game. Looks like she's going to get some more minutes. I guess that wrist injury is healing up after all, and it's a foul on the court. Dotson goes to the free throw line.
You know what, Reg? Going back to what you said about Nigeria Jones being a junior, you know, one thing about A&M team is a lot of young athletes on this team, you know. So I think they're going to be a scary sight for next season.
Well, we have one senior, and that's Kenya Pye, and she's a transfer from ASU. But outside of that, this core has been the exact same, nothing but juniors and sophomores. So they're going to be here next season looking to do some more damage here in the conference.
And that's right, man. I mean, you've been here this long together, man. It's a lot of chemistry building right there, man. So it's going to be tough for the SWAC next year, man. I'm ready to see it.
I believe it. 16-9 Bulldogs lead right now. 2:22 to go in the first quarter. Bassett trying to drive, trying to set up the offense. Screen set. She will drive, and a foul called against Nigeria Jones. And LaKendra Bassett will go to the free throw line. And LaKendra Bassett this season averaging nearly 11 points per game, the leading scorer for the Doublettes this year, coming out of Fort Worth, Texas. First free throw attempt for Bassett is no good. And on the floor right now for the Lady Bulldogs, Lauren McKee, Nigeria Jones, Ashlyn Dotson, Tierra Dark, and Natalie Collins. Second free throw attempt is no good as well as Collins gets the rebound up to Dark in transition. They're going to slow down the pace over to Collins. Dotson right now checking into the game as well. This is her first time seeing action. This is interesting that she did not start tonight. We highlighted that earlier on in the broadcast, and it's a missed jump shot by Dark. In transition, Parker with the basketball over to Bassett. Cross court, three-pointer for Valley State, waved off. Waved off, and A&M will get the possession. So, Josh, do you think A&M, how do you think A&M will factor in Alexis Evans a bit more now that she's really coming into her own and she's only a freshman?
I mean, it'll be a good backup for Ashlyn Dotson after she come out the game, take her risk. So she's a big help coming out the bench. So she's a great six-man. You know, she come out the bench, she can produce on the offensive side and defensive side. So it'll be a big help for the Lady Bulldogs.
And Dotson just made the layup just now to make it 18-9. Speaking of Dotson, this year, Ashton right now having a little bit of a subpar season, only putting up around 6 points per game and well around 3 rebounds per game, below her season totals last year of 8 and 6. But she's taking a reduced role to equal more wins, and so far it has led to more wins with the addition of Alexis Evans and Alicia Davis coming off the bench.
You know, man, we talk about Alexis Evans, man. I mean, once she get better with her offensive game, I mean, she's gonna be a threat to anybody who she play against, man. She's a great player, man.
And she's already a fairly polished offensive player. I mean, she has a really good, just face-up game as a whole. As the layup is missed by Aaron Smith. In transition is Jones. Over to Collins for the three. On rim, goes in and out. Touches the rim, flies right out. Valley State trying to answer back. Misses the layup in transition, and Tierra Dark will get the rebound. And Jones will push the tempo. And she's going to try and run a play, slow it down. Now going to try and go for another fast break chance with just over 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Collins down low to Dotson, over to Lauren McKee. She makes the three, but the possession is waved off. So no basket for the Lady Bulldogs. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Lady Bulldogs lead the Doublettes 18-9. A very critical game for A&M if they want to get home court advantage in the SWAC tournament in a few weeks, starting out in the first round. Bassett will drive behind the back, another crossover, nearly stolen by A&M. Driving, and it's stolen by the Lady Bulldogs, plus the foul against Valley State.
And that's great defense by the Lady Bulldog, man. I mean, Norm took the charge for her team. That was great awareness for them.
All around good awareness as a whole, like we said. This defense, they're top 3 in the conference, and once again, there's a reason why they're showing off their defensive prowess. And that will end the first quarter of play. Lady Bulldogs lead the Doublettes 18-9 early on, as Coach Richards right now has her team looking really good here on Think Pink Night for Alabama A&M University. We'll be back with you in just a little bit here on the AAMU Sports Network.
Yo.
They played well on defense, and, they made big plays on the offense, swinging the ball, moving the ball to the open player.
And what we forgot to point it out, I mean, just in the first quarter, they out-rebounded the Devils by 7 rebounds. I mean, 15 rebounds A&M and 8 rebounds for Valley State.
And you're right, Jayden. I mean, you have Lucy coming off the bench. She's a big factor on the rebounding side, man. She's doing a great job, and she developed as a player.
Most definitely. These Lady Bulldogs, just like when they played against Alcorn State here at Elmore Gymnasium, Alcorn State thought they was going to come back and try to make a shocker, but the Bulldogs never trailed. And, I mean, the Lady Bulldogs just keep playing to their game. They will continue this lead.
I think the one thing Valley State has to avoid is trying to climb uphill against this Lady Bulldog team. Like we talked about with Alcorn State, when A&M puts you in a hole where you have to climb up from it, they make it that much more tougher on you and play more physical than anything else to keep you down. It's way harder to try to climb uphill than it is to go downhill in terms of momentum. And if A&M can just maintain this momentum of forcing Valley State to play uphill like they did against Alcorn, then the Lady Bulldogs should come out of here victorious this evening, as it's a missed free throw by the Devilettes and rebounded by Kenya Pye.
That's true, Reg, but also, the Lady Bulldogs know how to play against their opponent's weaknesses. If they know that they cannot make free throws, then A&M will foul just to get the ball back because they know their opponents are not that good at free throws. Same for three-pointers. They would step away just a little bit.
And we have a quick timeout on the court. Lady Bulldogs lead the Devilettes 18-15 with over 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, in the first half. And we'll see what happens as the cheerleaders come on the court as we see more pink across Elmore Gymnasium. Yeah. Welcome back. Inbounding for the Lady Bulldogs, Jamaica Cobb. And let's see what A&M will do right here. Jones with the basketball right now.
Just coming off of that break before, we was talking about, how A&M play against their opponent's weaknesses, especially with the free throw pointers and just the three-pointers exactly as well. A&M, they know how to play against an opponent's weakness. I mean, Coach Richards know how to play her opponents in the SWAC, and I mean, she does a good job, especially at home, playing against the opponents.
Well, they give up 29% from the three-point line and just under 40% from the field as a team defensively. And I got to say, Coach Richards, the way she played in college, because she was a defensive player at the University of Nebraska, she's instilling that same philosophy in her coaching style, and so far it's led to this great season turnaround and this rebuilding of the women's basketball program.
And I totally agree, Reg, man. I mean, Coach Margaret Rich came in, she turned this program around, man. On the defensive side, she brought a strong defensive game to this team, man, and it's a great fit for them.
As Jasmine Holman makes the low post turnaround, so it's now 18-17. The Devilettes inch within 1 point of the Lady Bulldogs right now. As Jones tries to find somebody open. It's stolen in transition. And it's missed. It's missed by Angelica Darkus. But Valley State gets the rebound regardless.
Great move. She had the space in the room to make the shot, but she did not. But, these Lady Bulldogs would not allow for somebody to get open that much in the paint again.
Really good fast break defense by Nigeria Jones. Let's see if that'll translate here on this Devilette offensive possession. Here we go. Parker pulls up, forces up a mid-range shot. No good. Rebounded by Kenya Pye in transition with 6:10 to go in the quarter. So we'll slow down the tempo and she'll call out a play. Cobb is motioning on offense. Dotson with the screen. Down low to Dotson, posting up. Hook shot. no good. Doesn't get her own rebound as Valley State gets the ball right back.
And you know, with Dotson in that post, especially with the hook shot, it's 9 times out of 10 it will go in.
And we have a foul on the court. And that was Christy Parker who drew contact. Plus one more, so it's 19-18. Devilettes get the lead for the first time this evening.
First team's third. At line for Mississippi out with one shot will be number 4, Christy Parker. Into the ball game for Alabama A&M is number 32, Alexis Evans.
Christy Parker coming out of Indianola, Mississippi. The Valley State Devilettes here on the road, looking to improve their SWAC record to 4-6. A&M back home looking to go to 5-5 in the conference. High with the basketball now. And checking in for the first time all evening long. Look who it is, Alexis Evans. Mid-range jump shot, money for Alexis Evans.
And already just came in the game, and in 15 seconds, a rebound and a point. And the lead is back for the Lady Bulldogs. I mean, it's about to get scary, guys.
Oh, boy.
I don't know, guys, man. I mean, do y'all see Alexis coming in the starting spot in the next few games?
Soon. I mean, you still have to play. I mean, she had a great game against Alcorn State. And, I mean, every game she plays, she's improving. But, you know, only time will tell. And, you know, you still have to work on your game. You know, but she does add a big help to the Lady Bulldogs. Like we just seen Natalie Collins make a 3. So, you know, she is a great factor into the Bulldogs game plan.
Fellas, Alexis Evans, oh my goodness,
Listen,
we're going to be in for a
there's
good
some
night.
players, when they get in the game, they change the momentum.
Oh yeah, no, regardless, they change the momentum like you said. I mean,
And we know these Lady Bulldogs are talented, but you know, Alexis Evans, she adds just a little more into their strategy.
she has a lot of edge defensively and offensively, especially when it comes to rebounding the basketball like we highlighted. But I really think defensively, her shot blocking ability and the way she can defend in the low post really does give A&M an extra edge when it comes to taking on teams that like to drive inside, like right here just now.
Exactly, and it's all about consistency. You know, you can have 15 points and 17 rebounds. You can have a double-double, a triple-double in one game, but if you don't do nothing the next game, you know, it's not consistent. You know, you always want to have a consistent player that you know you can count on, and Alexis Evans is that type of player.
Transition layup, no good for Darkus. McKee with the rebound, then transition to Pye.
I mean, did you see that vertical from McKee just getting a rebound?
I mean, she pretty much does it all. She's not just a three-point marksman, but she also is a really good all-around player when it comes to everything that you don't fill the stat sheet with, when it comes to her vertical, when it comes to her just being so quick on defense and her lateral movement. It's really amazing.
Definitely, but you know, she's a shooter too, whether it's close or mid-range. She can shoot the ball besides the three-pointers, you know. But, you know, the three-pointers, when she has the opportunity, she gets open for it. And what you going to do when you're open and nobody's on you? You're going to take the shot, of course.
I mean, you got to take it. As Dark with the basketball now, if you notice, Mallory McKee and Natalie Collins are both on the court, so both of their two best three-point shooters on the floor right now. Probably going to create some more space on offense.
And it's good to see Natalie Collins back in the game, man. She's been missing a lot of time, you know, and that shot looks like it's getting back to normal.
Well, she has tape on the right wrist. Earlier in the school year, going all the way back to last season, I mean, not last year, she had a wrist brace on that same right wrist, her shooting hand, and she did not really play at all. She only played 6 games entering January, so it's glad to see her get more minutes and get more time and look a lot better as time progresses and heal up a lot faster.
Exactly, you know, with her injury and, you know, just coming back into the game, you're not going to just be outstanding the first game or the second game. It's going to take time and it's going to take a lot of practice. And, you know, you just have to keep working on your game, and then all of a sudden you will find your niche, and boom, you're back to regular now. You're back to being normal. You're back to helping your team dominate in the conference.
And that shows, man, when players go down on tough injuries, man, how hard it is to come back. But you have to have that dedication and want to win the game to, come back to your normal state.
Definitely. You have to have the willpower and just that keen instinct to not give up. And, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And, an injury that you can overcome makes you stronger and improves your game as well.
I knew you were going to say that.
What's up?
You got it. You got it.
I know I do. 'Cause I'm talking.
As Valley State with the basketball, they're trying to find the open shot. Forces up a three. Almost goes in for Darkus. But it's the putback by Desiree Mosley to make it a 25-21 game. So Valley State will not go away without a fight. And that's what happens when it comes to playing in the conference. No matter what conference it is, especially here in the SWAC. Conference basketball, you're going to always have a back and forth momentum type matchup that will always come down to the final 5 minutes to really see who separates the contenders from the pretenders every single season.
Almost definitely. But when you come to our house, Elmore Gymnasium, Bulldog County, it's not going to be an easy day. It's not going to be just a scrimmage. You're going to be in a game that may overall look at yourself as a player and see what mistakes did I make. Because these Bulldogs, they can execute, guys.
And it's another block for Alexis Evans. Once again, showing her defensive prowess. And Elmore Gymnasium has really become a huge factor for the past couple seasons. And it's really been spearheaded by the way these programs have rebuilt in the past few years. And now you're finding fans, you're finding really just the morale of this place shift. And you're seeing it change for the better. And it's going to be really tough for teams to play at Elmore Gymnasium later on down the line.
As if not already.
As if not already. You're right. Pye with the rebound. Missed fast break layup by the Doublettes. Bulldogs still lead by 6 with a minute to go in the first half. Lauren McKee trying to find somebody open. Gives it up to Dark over to Pye. Pye will drive. And it's a foul on the court.
Great. And, we talk about, Alexis Evans. When she comes into the game, she just dominates. She excites. But, she has great role players as well. Players who, they kind of take a step back. Because, when you play good, hey, the ball's in your hands and you're going to score, go ahead. But Lauren McKee, you can see her as a leader. You can see not Kenya Pye, but Tierra Dark. You can see Ashlyn Dotson. All these girls, they represent just a great team effort. And when one's hot, they're going to keep feeding you the ball to keep getting hotter.
And you're right, man. You got all these great players. You talk about role players. You got Deshauna Harper. She can contribute. You got Natalie Collins, Tierra Dark, all these great players, man. So it's going to be a great season for these Lady Bulldogs.
As Lauren McKee in transition makes it a 30-21 game, and there you see her being a factor right now.
Great steal. Swift as possible and an easy layup. You know what I'm saying? And just these Lady Bulldogs are just hot right now.
But it's a beautiful jump shot made by Desiree Mosley to respond. So hold on, 30-23. Let's see if A&M can answer back with another bucket here in the final 20 seconds in the first half, though. As McKee will drive, but she'll force it out to Collins. Collins hands it off to Dark, trying to waste clock. 10 seconds to go. 9.
This is what you do.
8.
Waste that clock. Try to put up a shot.
5, 4. Dark back to Collins, and it's a bad pass. With 2.5 seconds to go in the first half. Bulldogs still lead by 7, but I'm pretty sure she knew she was trying to set up Collins for a potential 3 to make it a 33-23 game, but the pass is forced out of bounds. And that will do it for the first half, as it is 30-23. Lady Bulldogs still lead the Doublettes. What a great game so far, especially on defense.
You're right, man. The Lady Bulldogs came out, played a great defensive game. Defense could start the offense, but it's all about how Alexis Davis came in and contributed to, Alexis Evans came in and contributed to the team.
Most definitely, but these Bulldogs, they held their own. And Alexis Evans, she's not just the star player. She's a great help. She's great help to these Lady Bulldogs. But you have all great other players. Tierra Dark, Lauren McKee, Kenya Pye. Just the speed and just the aggressiveness from Deshauna Harper, these Lady Bulldogs, when you put that together and you mix that in the pot, you got a great basketball team.
And that's the reason why they're currently 5th in the conference right now. And at one point, we're on top of the SWAC. And I'm pretty sure they're looking to climb back up there to get that top spot back once again. 30-23 with 14 minutes left in halftime. We'll be back with you in a moment for the start of the third quarter. Bulldogs get the doublettes here on the AAMU Sports Network.
Bulldog Nation.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had ourselves, a quick snack break real quick, drink some water, refilled ourselves. We feel good,
You could have just said halftime.
When you feel good, you play good, you commentate good, Feeling refreshed, feeling good to go.
Reggie's been watching too much Deion Sanders throughout the week.
I mean, it is what it is. Prime time, man.
This is true. And this is prime time right now. I mean, our Lady Bulldogs taking on these Mississippi Valley State Devilites.
As the Devillettes make a 3 to make it 30-26. Jones puts up the mid-range and money for Nigeria Jones, and it's now 32-26 early on in the second half of play.
And Bulldogs are leading the Devillettes in a 6-point game right now.
So real quick, fellas, we had an interesting conversation, We talked about Alexis Evans and her status right now coming off of the bench. And Jalen brought up an interesting point about Evans, saying that she should just stay on the bench and not be a starter, stay productive coming off of the bench.
Of course. I mean, she's a freshman. She's playing outstandingly. But, Dotson is still contributing as well. And, when you need a player. Okay, so when we look at a team in the lineup, the starting lineup is supposed to just, dominate. But the bench is supposed to come out and continue to dominate.
Right.
And, when you have Evans coming off the bench, it's necessarily going to keep dominating the game and even make it better. So when I look at Alexis Evans, I mean, Dawson can still provide for you. I mean, Evans has a presence that's scary because teams haven't seen her. She's just a freshman. She's new. She's fresh, so you don't know how to play her. So that's good for our advantage. But as far as whether she should start or not, I wouldn't necessarily think she should start. She should be on the bench. So that way, if you need an uplift from your bench, you have her.
I totally agree with Reggie. I mean, Jalen, I'm sorry, Reggie.
It's all good.
I totally agree with Jalen, man. I mean, Ashley Dawson, she still produced more on the offensive side. She's consistent with her face-up game. Alexis Evans, she come out the bench and bring that defensive game on more of their side. But, they have 3 big main factors. You also have number 12, Lucy. She come in and do a lot of producing as well.
Most definitely. When you have a team, just a great team, a basketball team, football team, it doesn't matter. Whoever is coming off the bench, they have to be great as well. You can't just have your starting 5 be the greatest and then your next 5 is just okay, they moderate, they're average. No, you got to have a nice balance with it. And, with Lady Bulldogs and Coach Richards done so good with her recruiting that she has a great starting lineup and the bench is even better as well. So, I mean, when you put those 2 factors in, that's how you have a complete team.
And I think we all agree on this. I think Alexis Evans, to me, she should be more of a 6-man type of person and really deep in the lineup. Keep that 6-man rotation. But what I found really interesting about this game specifically is Coach Richards is going small. Lucy Ebe started at center tonight. And you had Deshauna Harper playing more so power forward as well. So it's like, okay, what was she going for tonight? And we kind of see with Dotson and Evans coming off of the bench respectively that it's really benefited for them to have more size in longer periods of the game compared to being smaller at the start of a game.
Most definitely. And also, Reggie, just a break, just a timeout or something just to rest and, work yourself up, get yourself together, and then as soon as you come into the game, you're able to dominate more because you're better on just a condition level.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying. I got you.
And yeah, I totally agree with Jalen, man. I mean, you have to try to match up with the team. You can't just go big. And, once you go big and the other team is small, they can run all around you, man. So you want to stay small and try to maintain the same size as the other team.
Definitely. And that's what we was talking about, during the halftime break. If you have a great backcourt, it has to be complementary to your front court. You can have your guards, and they can be fast, they can shoot, and they can hold you off the perimeter. But when they go in the post and you don't have that great front court, the opponents can just dominate you in the paint all day long. And no matter how regardless you can shoot threes, if your opponents can outshoot you in the paint and you make threes, they can still have a chance to win the game. So with Richards, she has a great backcourt, and the front court is getting better now by each season she's been here, especially with her recruiting. Her recruiting is getting better each year. And, she is establishing a front court that can be dominant as well as the backcourt.
Well, real quick, before we go back to the conversation, Devilettes decreased the lead to 2 off of that and one Christy Parker make, plus the free throw make as well to make it a 38-36 game. Ball stepped out of bounds. Dotson had the rebound, but couldn't hold on to it. Devilettes get the ball right back. And Coach Richards, we're going to see how good of a recruiter she is, and I'm pretty sure with the way she's rebuilt this team, she's going to bring in an even better class for the upcoming 2019 season. With the way she's turned around this program, it's proving to people I've not only won here at Western Kentucky, at Clemson as an assistant, I can also come here to A&M and turn around A&M as a head coach and bring in the right people, the right players, and the right team to lead to wins.
And, we're recruiting, Coach Richards in her 3rd season, and we're recruiting. A lot of people would think that, by the time you're in your 3rd year, you should already know what you want, and you should have a team that can show you something. And that's what Richards has been proving to everybody. And, getting double wins. Last year, 16, 17 wins for the Bulldogs, for the Lady Bulldogs. They have been improving tremendously. Double wins in the season, and right now double wins in the season. So she is improving, and throughout each season, throughout each year, the Lady Bulldogs is going to get stronger and stronger.
And man, going back to the recruiting stats, man, I don't think they should recruit as much. They're not going to recruit as much as they did as the past season because they have a lot of young players this year, and it's going to be a lot of returning players. So it's going to be tough for the SWAC this year.
Well, Coach Richards, we've emphasized this so much. She goes from 2-26 to 11-19 to already 9-11. You're about to eclipse your last season win total, and you're only halfway through the season. As it's a beautiful three. Nigeria Jones. Hold on a second.
Now, that's a shot that just takes you back, and you have to just think about what you saw. Because that hit nothing but net.
Coach Richards, she liked what she saw just,
and just my goodness. The height and the arch.
3-second violation.
And it's a 3-second violation.
We've got a timeout.
Timeout on the court. A&M leads 41-38. Coach Richards loves what she's seeing. Think pink night here at TM Elmore Gymnasium with 4:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. And I'm pretty sure the Lady Bulldogs are getting ready to try to close out the Devilettes, but it's still anyone's game. We're back with you in just a second. Yo. Go 41-38. Let's see if the Lady Bulldogs can try and pull away with the lead right now here against Mississippi Valley State. But the Devilettes will not go away without a fight. Devilettes right now currently 8th in the SWAC right now, and they're trying to build upon that and get even higher in the conference. A&M, they're looking to fight for that top 4 seed in the SWAC. Of course, the SWAC tournament is a few weeks away, March 15th and 16th in Birmingham. But the opening round of it, the round of 8, the top 4 teams play those games at their home floor as they host the 5, 6, 7, and 8 seeds for the first round. And then the Final 4 go on to Birmingham at the Crossplex in Birmingham, Alabama.
And just a couple of quick stats right quick. I mean, the Lady Bulldogs, 41 rebounds to the Devilettes 38, and the Devilettes has 3 in second chance points, and the Lady Bulldogs 12 second chance points. So I mean, you know, the Devilettes, they play hard, and you know, just when they think they're about to get the lead, the Lady Bulldogs come back and just put on a great run that makes them have a bigger lead.
You're right, Jay. I mean, they're doing a great job boxing this team out, man. I mean, you got Tiara Dart, she's doing a great job down low. You got Lucy, she's a big part of that, man. So, you know, the whole Lady Bulldogs team rebound, man. So it's tough for any team to come and try to fight down low.
Well, you know, Natalie Collins is ready and waiting right there on the sidelines as the jump shot is money for Michaela Bonner of Valley State. But, you know, A&M, not only are they out-rebounding them, but I think just shooting the three-point shot as well, having a great all-around game. Jones put up a 3. McKee put up a 3. Collins put up a 3. You're seeing this A&M team, the deeper they go, the better they get. And so with their three-point shooting, as far as A&M goes, they shot 4 of 7 from the three-point line. So I got to say, I'm sorry, 3 of 8 from the three-point line. But to go along with that, 4 of 7 from the free-throw line. So all around, they're shooting the basketball efficiently and effectively.
And, you know, the one thing I like about us is when we're on that free throw line, we can get points. You know, you will be surprised just how some teams, how some players can make 2 free throws in a row.
Don't talk to LeBron. I'm sorry.
Let's
LeBron,
see,
don't
that's
hate.
3 minutes and 4 seconds to the second quarter, and we got our first NBA reference of the night.
The free throw is missed by Jones. Should go 1 for 2 from the line just now, but I think A&M as a whole, they can honestly beat anybody in the conference. I think what they're going to learn this year is confidence in themselves as a team, knowing that they're as good as what we think they are and what they know they are. Because there have been some games where they shouldn't have lost, or games where you were surprised that they were able to come up short the way they did. And just they're coming off a 2-game road trip where they lost against Prairie View and Texas Southern. I think that kind of hurt them a little bit. But you're back home, they're relaxed, they're calm, they're playing their way. And you can see on the scoreboard right now, it's leading to them having the lead right now.
And more importantly, guys, I mean, when you have to look at it, you know, they lost games that they should have won, especially early in the season, but that's how the season is. You know, sometimes a team doesn't necessarily have it in the beginning. Sometimes, you know, you have to get a good rhythm, and then later on in the season, you improve and you see how much more you are better than you were before. I mean, this is what we are seeing right now from the Lady Bulldogs. Later on in the season, they're getting better.
Harper going to drive, and we got a foul on the court, and one. You know, Josh, I don't know if you saw, Jalen, I don't know if you saw, LeBron drafted Kevin Durant. First pick, he got Kevin Durant for the All-Star team. So Giannis chose Steph Curry. So, yeah.
It's going to be interesting in Charlotte next week.
I mean, what more can you say? I mean, it's the All-Star game.
I can't even say none of that, man. 'Cause, you know, Durant is already on the All-Star team, so.
No defense. 46-42. We'll be back with you.
Yo.
Forward and power forward to start out the night next to Lucy Ebe, as she will miss the second free throw attempt. And in transition right now, is Bassett for Valley State. Moving the ball around over to Mosley. Down low. Jump shot. Money for Holman. I'm sorry, jump shot. Money for Michaela Bonner. I saw the 4 on the back of the jersey, so I instantly thought 54, now 34. So.
And right now we have a 2-point game with these Lady Bulldogs and these Devilettes. But, you know, the Lady Bulldogs are a much better second half team all around. So, you know, they're getting better in the first half, but in the second half, when they need to make those key points, just to get the key objectives off, they can do that.
And, you know, they actually got better on closing the games out, man. You know, Nigeria Jones, she's a great leader to these girls, man. And she leading them to win every time they're in a tough game.
Jump ball, jump ball, jump ball. And the possession will go to Valley State. Good toughness from Collins just now. I think all around A&M is learning how to win. There are 2 types of teams in any kind of sport, and there's 2 types of players in any kind of sport. You have the players in the teams that play not to lose, and the players and teams that play to win. So when you play not to lose, you become overly conservative. And being too conservative can sometimes really hurt you in the long run, and you'll ask yourself, wow, why didn't I do this when I had the chance? But when you play to win, and the more you win, the more you learn how to play the game at a more consistent and higher level, the better you are all around as a player and a team.
Okay, yeah, that does make sense. I'm glad you broke that down, because I was like, wait a minute, that's the same thing, isn't it? But yeah, that's true. And, you know, also, losing doesn't hurt. You know, sometimes, I mean, the Lady Bulldogs.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Exactly. You know, they have lost before, especially in this season, but they have learned from it. I mean, the bounce back games, especially at home, has been tremendous from them.
And it's another still for A&M, because when you play to win, sometimes you kind of play a bit too reckless, i.e. Russell Westbrook. But when you win a game and you see what you did right, you build upon that, you become a more polished all-around player. So when what you do becomes more calculated, and it becomes better, and you learn how to polish that off the more you play basketball games.
Not only just, you know, a losing team, you can also look at on the winning side, like, it's still a team that look at the mistakes they have, and, you know, they still need to fix. So nobody's perfect. So it's always going to be an error in each game.
Well, as you saw just now, A&M had the possession. Collins got blocked twice. Got her on a rebound, though, so I guess her hand's filling up just fine. But Lady Bulldogs still lead 50-44 with 1/10 of a second on the clock. It's up. And the alley-oop type pass does not work for A&M, but regardless, they're still up 50-44 on the Devilettes right now. One more quarter to go. A&M leading Valley State. Let's see if they can close it out. Think Pink Night once again here at Elmore Gymnasium. We're all wearing our pink in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'll be back with you in a second here at A&M Athletics.
Yo.
Here we go, one more quarter of play to go. 50-44 Lady Bulldogs lead right now. In the first 3 quarters, A&M, it's been all about defense and rebounding. But for the Devilettes, it's been all about fighting tough and staying hungry. Both teams trying to close out with a huge win here tonight, as it's a tough foul called against Valley State. But fellas, what did you see so far from the Bulldogs?
Well, I've seen a great offensive game from Ashlyn Dotson. I mean, that face-up game we've been talking about all games. She's doing a great job on the offensive side. You have Nigeria Jones. She's knocking down great shots from the three-point line. So, no, it's an overall game for the Lady Bulldogs.
You know, what I've seen Tiara Dark, I mean, do what she do. She underrated. You know, we really don't talk that much about her. I mean, 8 points. Nigeria Jones, 12 points. 4 rebounds. I mean, these girls have been playing excellent. It just really, when you look at it, I mean, everybody's been playing their role. Everybody has, when they have an open look, they sometimes don't take the shot. They hesitate, and, they try to find even a better look. And that's what the Lady Bulldogs have been doing today against these Mississippi Valley State Devilettes.
And Lady Bulldogs get the ball right back, and I think A&M has all around played a really just good game the way that they're supposed to play it. Alexis Evans is doing her thing, and so has been Ashlyn Dotson. Down low, easy pass to Cobb. There you go, the fundamental basketball right there that every team needs to just play consistent fundamentals. Nothing flashy. Do what you got to do to get the win, because it's all about wins and losses in this league.
Definitely. And, it's just great teamwork as well. They all play as a group.
Yeah, you're right about that, because once again, Nigeria Jones, she's putting up 10 points per game, but besides that, 7 points per game, 8 points per game, 6 points per game. Everyone gets a touch and they get a chance to score, making them an even bigger threat on the opposing side.
And that's the scary sight of the Lady Bulldogs. Like, you wouldn't know who to guard each night. Like, you have Deshauna Harper, she can go for a big night. Alexis Evans, Ashlyn Dotson, Nigeria Jones. So they have all these great players. So it's hard for any team to try to stop these Bulldogs.
That's what we talk about throughout every time these girls play at Elmore Gymnasium. We talk about, you never know who's really going to go off, who's really going to be the player of the game. It's pretty much as if they all just threw their names in a hat, and whoever picked one up and it said the name on it, that's the person for tonight. And, we talk about, Alexis Evans being just a threat post up, defensively, but, you talk about the speed and a Harper, a Pye, a Jones, a Cobb. You talk about just the gritty and toughness of a Tierra Dark. These girls all contribute something. A sharp shooter from Natalie Collins and from Nigeria Jones, as we just saw. You see so much, they bring so much to the table.
And it's a huge block by Alexis Evans, but she's called on for the foul. That was clean. That was clean. Get out of here. That was clean.
We having a flashback of 2 games ago, man.
Don't get me started.
And the conspiracy continues.
56-46. However, Lady Bulldogs still have a beautiful 10-point lead on the Devilettes. But the first free throw was good for Ronnie Williams, so she now breaks the deficit to 9. Other updates from around the SWAC. Jackson State defeats Alcorn State 82-61. Southern and Grambling, their rivalry game happening as we speak. Southern up 71-65. Also around the SWAC, we have Arkansas Pine Bluff taking on Alabama State, and ASU leads the Lady Lions 73-52. Speaking of Pine Bluff, they come to us Monday for that doubleheader between the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff and Alabama A&M. Oh boy, but real quick, fellas, I want to highlight something real quick. I like to call this recognizing greatness here at A&M. Women's volleyball, congratulations to them on the season they had this past fall, going 23-13, 17-1 in the SWAC, #1 overall seed in the conference. They will go on to lose the SWAC championship game to ASU. But besides that, an all-around amazing season from a great volleyball program, and 185 student athletes were honored for the athletic director's honor roll back in the Alcorn game last week.
And the women's volleyball team has always been great. When you come here at Elmore Gymnasium, you just see the banners from just so many years of just dominance in the SWAC.
And it's a beautiful 3 by Deshauna Harper, the corner 3 going in. Timeout on the court. Recognizing greatness. Let's recognize some more greatness as Deshauna Harper with the huge 3 to make it a 61-47 game with just 7.5 minutes to go in the contest. Fellas, it's time that we go ahead and close this game out and get another W.
Yo.
welcome back to the action. Inbounding is Valley State, down by 14. Here we go. Trying to drive, and it's stolen by Jamaica Cobb. In transition, fast break chance. Over, Harper, layup, good for A&M. And it's now 63-47, and Josh, I'm liking this team. You called it. You're the fortune teller. You said the SWAC championship.
Yes.
I gotta concede. I think they got the team to do it.
Yeah.
I think they got the team to do it.
Praise me, man. Just praise me, man. I mean, look at these Lady Bulldogs, man. They having a great night tonight, man.
And Jones with the basketball, and I mean, this program as a whole, already SWAC championship contenders. They have the defense to back it up, but it's a beautiful jump shot made by Valley State. Sydney Ward with the jumper, so it's a 12-point lead now for the Lady Bulldogs with the timeout on the floor. And Jalen and Josh, how do you feel so far about this game right now?
I mean, when you look at some teams and you see how they play, in the first half, the Lady Bulldogs 18-9. Valley State came back and outscored them in the second and third quarter. But A&M never lost the momentum. They never lost their edge. They continued and continued. And that's what makes a great team. When you're trailing, you don't lose hope. You don't just let go of the wheel. You keep on driving, and that's what the Lady Bulldogs have been doing right now.
I mean, Lady Bulldogs been having a great night, man. I'm talking about on the offensive side, rebound. They out-rebound these Mississippi Valley, Lady Mississippi Valley by 39 rebounds to 20 rebounds, man. I mean, look on the point side. You have Najir Jones in double digits with 14 points. Deshauna Harper with 15. So, you know, this team, they having a great night tonight.
Well, 63-51, 6.5 minutes to go, but anything is possible in sports. Let's see if Valley State can make the comeback, or let's hope that the Lady Bulldogs can maintain the lead and close it out one more time on home court. Another three and another make. Oh my goodness, Deshauna.
And that's what we talk about. I mean, just especially in the fourth quarter, this team can execute. And I mean, right now they're having that killer instinct. They're taking out the Mississippi Valley State Devilettes.
Hey, from now on, it's not Deshauna Harper. It's Day Harper.
Day Harper.
Day Harper.
I mean, she's making threes like it's nothing. I mean, call her whatever you want. She's knocking down threes, and she's hot right now as we speak.
I mean, it's just crazy, man. She's feeling it at the moment.
First free throw attempt for Valley State is good, so it's now 66-52. Deshauna Harper coming up with another three-pointer just now on that last possession for the Lady Bulldogs. Second free throw was good, so it's now 66-53 with 6:10 to go in the game. On the court right now for the Lady Bulldogs, we have Nigeria Jones, Tierra Dark, Kenya Pye, Deshauna Harper stays on the floor, and Ashlyn Dotson as well. Another foul against Valley State. We'll be back with you on Monday evening. A&M will host Pine Bluff for that doubleheader between the men's and women's basketball programs. Coach Rickers and Coach Howard trying to maintain their stellar home presence here in Normal, Alabama. As Dark will pull up the mid-range, no good. Rebounded by Kenya Pye. And she'll bring the ball out to the three-point line to reset the offense, and it's nearly stolen by Valley State.
And right now we see Valley State is just trying to do whatever they can to get back in this game, but 5 minutes left, guys, and we've seen this story so many times. When the Bulldogs have a big lead, these Lady Bulldogs have a big lead in this fourth quarter, there's no stopping them. You're not going to ruin the flow. You're not going to ruin anything they do. They're going to continue to execute, and they're going to continue to make shots and have a great presence on the defensive end as well.
Well, I also want to highlight this real quick, and this is bigger than just, you know, men's and women's basketball. This is a history-making thing here in the conference. Shakayla Hill. Remember this name in history. Shakayla Hill. Remember this name in history. She's the only male or female in Division I basketball history to have multiple quadruple doubles in a collegiate career. So a quadruple double is where you put up 10 points in 4 categories or more.
Right, I mean,
The only one, male or female, and it's a SWAC player to do that.
she's a great player, man. I mean, we also seen her in action against our Lady Bulldogs. I mean, that's the only person, I ain't gonna say
Only one.
team, the only person that's in our way for the SWAC championship.
But real quick, despite being our conference rivals, I have to give respect where respect is due. She's an amazing player, and to have that history-making achievement is something that we'll remember for a very, very long time. So congratulations to her on being the first in Division I history, male or female, to get a quadruple double multiple times in a collegiate career.
And that, I mean, that having the quadruple double is hard for any player to get, man.
A triple double is hard.
Right, a double.
Exactly. And to do that,
Listen.
to have 10 plus in 4 categories like that multiple times, oh my goodness.
Listen, having a quad double is like saying I saw Bigfoot or something. It's like, okay, we'll only believe you if we see it as well. And I mean, they're just rare, beyond rare to even get that.
Do y'all? I'm gonna ask y'all this question. Do y'all
Believe in Bigfoot?
No, man.
My mistake.
But do y'all see her transition to become a pro?
I mean, she's putting up 27 points per game. I mean, we could see someone, you know, from the SWAC in this era possibly go pro and into the WNBA or possibly Europe. Try out Europe, maybe Asia. But I mean, she has the talent. But you know who else has the talent? Alexis Evans,
Nigeria Jones,
Ashlyn Dotson,
Shauna Harper,
Tierra Dark.
Day Harper, I'm sorry.
No disrespect to Grambling. Shakayla Hill, an amazing player. But I'll take our squad right here. I'll take our squad right here any time of the week.
It's better to have. Go ahead, Jalen. I'm sorry.
You know, the names you guys was bringing up, I mean, that's basically your whole lineup right there. That's basically the whole team of the Lady
That's the
Bulldogs.
squad. That's the team. That's the whole lineup.
And don't let us forget about Kenya Pike. I mean, she's a great player coming from ASU. So, you know, it's better to have a team instead of a player, if you get what I'm saying.
I got you, yep. Having an all-around team performance. This team reminds me more so like the LA Sparks, San Antonio Spurs. Consistency is the key. Minnesota Lynx in the WNBA, consistency is the key. You know, that's what it's all about. Just through the basic stuff, you get wins. Ashlyn Dotson, she sacrificed points and rebounds for Alexis Evans to help get the team more wins. And as you can see right here, having the record that they have, I mean, it's led them a long way right now already early on in the season. So 70-53 Lady Bulldogs lead, but a quadruple double?
Man.
And Jones brings the ball up the court to Natalie Collins now, looking to run out the clock, leading by 17. Collins loses the ball, and Harper couldn't save it just a second slower, just a second too slow. But, you know, we brought this up, you know, Josh, Shaylen, we brought this up real quick, and it's about our backcourt. You said we have a very, very athletic backcourt, and that was in full display right now, just how quick and how athletic our players are at the guard and forward positions.
Definitely. I mean, when you look at a basketball team, you want a great balance. So you want a great front court no matter what if they're dominating, but you also want it to be complementary for the backcourt. I mean, the backcourt, you know, they're bringing in the ball, but the front court is maintaining the fort basically. So when you look at these Lady Bulldogs, the Shauna Harper, Lauren McKee, Nigeria Jones, you know, they defend the backcourt so tremendously well. And then you have Ashlyn Dotson, you have Alexis Evans that play so great in that front court that they can help balance and, you know, carry out just a win and a dominant performance as we're seeing right now.
And the front court is showing off their prowess too to help out our backcourt. I mean, Alexis Evans, you don't have to do that now.
I mean, monster blocked by Alexis.
Guys, by the third quarter, throughout the middle of the third quarter, it was 41-38 with our Lady Bulldogs leading. It was the fourth quarter now, and it's a 71-53. It's an 18-point lead right now. That just shows you how dominant these Lady Bulldogs are when it's time to crunch. When it's crunch time, these Lady Bulldogs, they have no regrets, they have no feelings. They will pretty much stick the knife in and call it a day.
I mean, Alexis Evans pretty much, that was the dagger. The block just now was the dagger. The way it was just go home. Just go home. That's the kind of block that it was, a go home block.
Well, right now, the Mississippi Valley State Devils is just pretty much playing for stats.
Nah, it's just time to throw in the towel, man.
Hey, listen, you lose, but you sometimes got to bring, well, listen, at least I scored this amount of points. At least I brought this to the table.
Hey, to be fair, still 3:30, it's still 3:25 to go in the game. So, I mean, you play it out. You play the game the entire way through.
They ain't got Shakayla Hill, man. There's no way coming back right now.
Look, you just got to play the whole game through. That's all it is. You just got to play the whole game through. Because at the end of the day, you still try to fight no matter what the scoreboard says.
And, I mean, you're certainly right about that, man. I mean, you got to keep fighting till it's over, man.
I mean, it's good sportsmanship, basically. It's good sportsmanship. You just don't want to just throw the ball and just give up. You have to continue to play. But when you play a great team like the Lady Bulldogs, I mean, the Devils are a great team, but the Lady Bulldogs are the better team.
Well, right now, A&M looking to improve to 5-5 in the conference with 3:24 to go in the game, leading right now 72-55. And fellas, this team, do you think with Pine Bluff coming in here Monday and the way the momentum can carry over, they have a 3-game road trip after that, can the momentum playing at home carry over for their next 3 road games?
Definitely. Listen, when you win, you feel good. Everything is better. But you also, it comes to a point where you can't just be on cloud 9 all the time. You have to bring yourself back down to reality and know, okay, I got another game. I have to play again, and I might not have the same performance as I did last game. So, you know, you have to change up how you approach a team in order to win. I mean, Lady Bulldogs have dominated this team, especially in the second half. But, you know, when you go on the road, it's a different way because your shots may not fall against that team in their hometown. So you have to readjust and pretty much strategize how you're going to come off and upset them at their own home.
And you're right, Jay. I mean, these Lady Bulldogs, they're very tough to defeat at home. But, you know, you coming off wins, you know, it's in the team, man. You know, you can see A&M changed as a team, and they know how to win now. So I can see it carry on to multiple games.
The year-to-year transformation is the scary part. The year-to-year growth is what's so scary. Coach Richards should be in the running for Coach of the Year this year. She should be in the running for Coach of the Year this year with the way she's turned around this program and the way she's built up a potential power for years to come.
Definitely. And what else is going to be scary is our men basketball team coming up next.
Andre
Kennedy, that great cast he has with his players, and it's going to be interesting to see what they can do and how they're going to defend the home court against the Mississippi Valley State Devilettes.
Oh, and Jamaica Cobb and Ashlyn Dotson got into it a little bit. They both wanted the rebound plus the putback, but it's a foul called against A&M the other way.
Alexis Evans,
She's not playing. She's not playing.
Even sometimes we make mistakes on live broadcast, Steve.
Oh, my goodness.
That wasn't a mistake, man.
But yeah, for the men, Andre Kennedy, Amara Goldborn, Brandon Houston, just to name a few. Jalen Reeder, 3-point shot taker and maker.
Exactly, the
Trey
sharpshooter.
Todd. I mean, it's going to be interesting. They're back home, and get this, they have not lost a home game since last year. So they're coming in to keep that streak alive.
And, you know, I mean, the last time we were here with Alcorn State, it was the first time in a long time when both the Lady Bulldogs and the men Bulldogs won at the Elmore Gymnasium.
And that shows you how this athletic program is turning around, man. I mean, they're getting better at home, and it's hard to defeat the Bulldogs at home.
I mean, when you haven't lost against a SWAC opponent since last season at home, I mean, that just shows that's any small step, anything can lead to a potential dynasty or potential turnaround or breakthrough. And it's stuff like that that really gives you that good feeling of just how good of a team you can be. And so far, our Bulldogs right now on the men's side, they're currently 7th in the conference right now, looking really good to get that SWAC tournament spot.
Exactly, and guys, I mean, when you look at this game and just the dominance of these Lady Bulldogs, I mean, what do you guys think helped them lead to this win tonight?
Simply put, fundamentals. The Spurs, Tim Duncan, Greg Popovich. Plain and simple, you keep it simple. Just do what you do best and go get the win. That's all they did. They played defense. They got the easy shots in the low post with Evans and Dotson. And with them going in the low post, you open up 3-point shots. Now you have Collins and Lauren McKee and Shauna Harper making threes. It's basic basketball 101. And that's all they do every time. And it's been working all the time. So that's my analysis on it.
And most definitely, I mean, and
Like
after
a
this,
plain donut.
you finished now, Reggie?
Like a plain donut.
And, you know, when you just see, and when you can just feel the environment, you can just feel the electricity in the air. You know, the Lady Bulldogs winning, you know, it just brings just that better, fun attitude to the Bulldogs. You know, we know we're joking, we're cutting up, but at the same time, you know, the Lady Bulldogs have just been putting on a great performance. They have not made any errors. And we just saw Evans with the shot, the easy layup, and, you know, it just shows just good chemistry from this team. They play hard for Coach Richards, and in return, she just wants them to at least play a great game. Do not lose by so much. At least lose by 1 point or 2 points, and if not, just beat them and let's just go. Let's just stay home and let's just have a great night.
And you're right, Jalen. I mean, even when they was losing, Margaret Richards still kept her composure and calmed this team down. And, you know, you can see the confidence in this team now. I mean, they got that killer instinct, like they're ready to eat and win every game.
Definitely. And that shows you just the relationship of coach and her team. You know, if your team plays for you, if your team plays hard for you, my mistake, your team plays hard for you, that shows just what type of coach you are. That shows that the team trusts you, the players trust you, the players respect you, and they're going to go out and not play just for them, not just play for their coach, but play for what they represent. That's the Alabama A&M Bulldogs.
And on top of that, it puts you on the map as a program. So recruits are going to want to come play for you. They want to see how well you are as a program, how well you are as a coach. What do you do? And they try to dissect you as a coach and a team and a program, and they realize, whoa, this place could be the place for me. A&M could be the place for me, especially for basketball or athletics or football or baseball. This is the place for me. And so the more that you show that heart and that passion, the more players want to play for you and come from all parts of the globe to come play specifically under you and learn from you.
Exactly, and you got to also remember, Reggie, the education, the great professor that we have here on campus. You know, it's our motto, you start here and you go anywhere. And speaking of which, after this game, we're going to have a guest in our hands of Kayla Henderson, who's going to tell us her major, her concentration, and her thoughts on tonight's game.
I want to hear your analysis on what we have going on tonight. But so yeah, I really believe that, you know, with the way that this program is coming up and just in communications, when you have students that come on every week, we call the games from the camera work to the radio, to YouTube, to the streams, to the players, to the students and the faculty and staff. Everyone is putting their heart and soul into making things all around better for A&M. We're back with you in just a moment. Yo. Ladies and gentlemen, start here, go anywhere, but with any HBCU, with any HBCU, it's all about just the environment and the culture and what we bring to people, to students, to anybody, all walks of life that want to come here and experience an HBCU. And this is the kind of product that you get and the kind of students that we produce.
Exactly. It's pretty much just a family affair. You have students who, we represent as a family. We work with each other to help, get ourselves on that right path once we graduate from this university. We have a great president, Dr. Hugh Geeney. We have a great supporting cast for WJB, especially Mr. Morris, who gave us the opportunity to be on here to call this game. So, there's a lot of opportunities in this university, and we couldn't do it without the help of the staff of Alabama A&M.
Not just them, but the coaches who are willing to work with the students and allow us to develop ourselves in the field of sports, in the field of communications. Just being genuine and kind and allowing us to learn the industry better all around. It's that presence that really makes us as an institution and HBCUs as a whole stand out from the rest. And we are coming out of the timeout. 46 seconds left in the ball game. 77-62, A&M leads Mississippi Valley State here in the final 46 seconds of the game. And Valley State's trying to get up a shot to try to bring the score a little bit tighter. And the jump shot is made by Aaron Smith. It's now 77-64. And we have another timeout called on the floor with 39 seconds to go in the game. Coach Rich is trying to close out. Remember, it is Think Pink Night Breast Cancer Awareness here at A&M. Coach Richards wearing her pink as well, wearing a beautiful pink dress, and the Lady Bulldogs wearing their amazingly stunning pink jerseys. Like we said before, it's Think Pink Night here on campus. And, I'm really just glad to be a part of this program and this institution as a whole that is on the rise, that is up and coming. Start here, go anywhere. As we always say every broadcast, at least once, start here, go anywhere. As Evans will make the first free throw.
Definitely. And just, when we look at this game and just to recap, Evans, Tara Dark, who I really think has pretty much just been underrated throughout the season. She can put on a great performance herself.
Yeah, you're right about that. As Evans, she misses both free throws just now. Sorry about that, to correct myself. But another timeout on the floor with 36 seconds left. That's 3 timeouts in only 3 seconds?
Yes.
Yo. A&M leads 77-64. Some more updates from around the conference as we speak. Some more final score updates just to clarify. ASU defeats Pine Bluff 73-52. They'll be up here on Monday. Southern defeats Grambling State 71-65. And Alcorn State loses to Jackson State 82-61. And it looks like the Lady Bulldogs will add to that scoreboard as they lead 77-64, looking to close out and get this victory here in the next 34 seconds. And at the free throw line is Bassett. Free throw attempt is up and it's good. And it is now 77-65, so the lead is a little bit closer. Lady Bulldogs are trying to get a comfortable win.
And with this win, guys, 10 and 11, they'll be almost just one more win to being back on 500. And just a great performance right now that we have seen in season long, especially at home for these Lady Bulldogs.
77-66, leading by 11 as both free throws were made by Bassett. And it's Harper nearly saves the basketball, but the possession looks like will go back to Mississippi Valley State. So the Devilettes will not go down just yet. They're going to continue to fight until the clock says 000.
Not yet. I mean, the Devilettes just fighting for the ball, just looking like a collision course out there.
I mean, inbounding for the Devilettes right now was Mosley. The shot is good for Valley State, so it's now 77-68. Hold on a second, 23 and a half seconds.
I mean, you go back to talking about that you never give up to the end, man. Let's go. You can go back to Tracy McGrady. I mean, when he brought his team back and won the game. So
13 and 30.
Yeah, man. It's never over, man. So you play to the end, man.
After this game, we're going to talk about something called the WNBA and other things, and we're going to get back on this Monday.
Okay. And inbounding was Collins. And as she was trying to go up the floor, Tierra Dark will get the foul called for. And she will go to the free throw line. Both teams are in the bonus right now.
Guys, go ahead, Josh. Go ahead,
I'm
Josh.
sorry, man, but no disrespect, Jalen, man. I mean, to me personally, I can't sit and watch a WNBA game on live television, but in person, I think I'm an in-person guy to watch, a women's basketball game. No offense to no one, it's just my opinion.
Of course, when you look at the WNBA, there's a lot of great players. Maya Morris, Swimcast, and just the legacy. I mean, the WNBA has only been open for 19. It's been playing since 1997, but they still make an impact throughout. And we see more women today, especially just on NBA TV, giving out their perspectives and whatnot. So women's basketball is always been important, and it's getting even better competing with the NBA. And especially when we see tonight from these Devilettes and the Lady Bulldogs, I mean, this game has been entertaining, and every night when these Lady Bulldogs play, I mean, it's the best entertainment.
Well, speaking of entertainment, 78-70, Lady Bulldogs defeat the Mississippi Valley State Devilettes here on home court, coming back home from their Texas two-step. They got the momentum back. They improved to 5-5 in the SWAC, 10-11 on the conference. Your comment about women's basketball is how people feel about baseball. They rather watch it in person than the game on TV. But regardless, what a great win for Lady Bulldog basketball. And real quick, we're going to speak with Kayla Henderson, and she will give her perspective on the game as the Lady Bulldogs come back home and get a huge victory here tonight. I know Coach Richards is happy